How you guys doing today? I'm Webtoon King, and today I'll be going over Tower God and the different positions. So before the video start, I want to explain why I haven't done this video or most of my webtoons. I took a break from YouTube a little bit just because I was waiting for my mic to come so I can actually start doing some of these webtoons seriously. So hopefully my voice sounds better than the last couple of videos I made, but maybe it doesn't. We're gonna see once I post. So let's start with the video. This is gonna be a little bit spoilerish, but if you're watching this video, you're expecting that, hopefully, because this doesn't really go into it that much in the anime. So, but hopefully, you guys should go check out the webtoon, read it first, then come watch this video. If you already read the webtoons and you're watching this video, thanks for the support. So let's start with the different positions. The first I want to talk about is the 5 basic positions, the 5 ones that most people are placing once you pass the test. These are the positions people are usually placing to go to. So the 5 basic positions are fisherman, spear bearer, scout, a light bearer, and a wave controller. Once I'm done explaining those positions, then I'm gonna start talking about the special positions that most people are born with, and some is you can take a test for and pass once you go on the higher floor in the tower. Alright, so let's start with the first basic position, a fisherman. A fisherman is usually like the main offensive person in the group, so he's usually good at close combat and medium range fighting. So think about like a knight in the manga, basically or a tanker, the people who's in the front fighting the whole time. A fisherman usually carries light arms, so light weapons like a sword, something light, not something too heavy, so they can move fast and be as destructive as possible without being slow. Most positions are divided in 2 types. Fisherman 2-type position is the first one is a rare fisherman. Rare, R-E-E-L. I butchered that fuck. This one uses rare inventory. Think of if you watch the anime, think of one of the hot princesses that gave Bomb his weapon, the Black Marsh. Yeah, you see in the anime how she pulls that sword out of the inventory. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what this position uses, rare inventory, to attack enemy at mid-range. And the second position is man-to-man fisherman, which are basically just ironically close fighters, basically. And another perfect example of this position, if you read the webtoon, you know who I'm about to talk about, York Mazone. He is irregular, and if you guys are anime onlys, you're about to meet one of the most badass characters in this webtoon. Moving on, spear bearer. The spear bearer is basically the sniper position of this team. He's the one backing up the fisherman in case he becomes a dumbass and he's reckless or she's reckless, whatever. Just like the fisherman, it has 2 positions. The first one is short distance type. The ones that are kind of closer and they're not too far. They're kind of close. Maybe a rifle or a shotgun. So basically close range a little bit. They usually attack enemies' weak points. The second type is the long distance type, basically the traditional sniper type, people who shoot from afar. You guys actually know this position. An example of this position is Rack Wave Razor. He's one of the 3 main characters. You know, the one that look like a crocodile. That's him. He's the one with the spear, the one that be throwing the spear. He's The next one is a scout. A scout is usually the one who runs ahead, gathers information for the light bearer, so he can formulate a plan. This position also can help out with the fishermen in the front lines as a secondary. So you have to be mentally strong for this position. You have to be able to read Shinsho to collect data about the environment, like we were talking about, and the enemy. The two positions basically like the one I was talking about, the one that collects information. The second one is the one that helps fighting in the front lines. Example of this is, think of the ranker in season 1 of Tower of God. Quats Place. I might have butchered that, but whatever. He's the one. I believe he's dark skinned, and he has a red hair. So you guys should know who that is. Moving on, the light bearer is the next position. The light bearer is the one that he's the one who collects. He's the one who gets information from the scout and formulates a plan. So he's basically the tacticians of the group. So once he comes up with the plan, he passes it on. He usually tells the group what to do. The location of this, he's usually in the back, in the rear, because you don't want the one making up the plan in the front lines, dude. You know, that's stupid. A perfect example is Kun. I don't know why I say Kun. Kun is one of the main characters you guys know. In this position, you usually have to be the smartest one in the group. Not all the time, but usually the smartest. The next position, and my favorite position, if I wasn't Tower of God, this is a position I would want to be if I can't get a special position, a wave controller. A wave controller is also one of the hardest to get into or pass, and it's one of the rarest. On the basic one, it's the hardest to get into, like I was saying. So his job is to manipulate Shinsu. I don't know why I said it like that, but manipulate Shinshu to control the battlefield, so a wave controller can do whatever position basically. He can be a fisherman, a scout, blah blah blah. His job is basically to see how the battle is and see what position need help, or he can basically do whatever he wants. The two types are attacking type and a supporting type, but it doesn't really matter because you can pick whatever position you want to do in the battlefield. No example, think of Bam in the anime. That's him, Bam. And one of my top 5 favorite characters, Felisco Laura. And I know I butchered that name, but think of the dude who was always sleeping, the one with the pillow and stuff. That's who I'm talking about. Alright, now let's move on to the special positions. And the first one I'm going to talk about is a guide. And before I talk about this, these positions, like I might have mentioned before in the video, but whatever, these positions are usually you're born with. It's a bloodline trait most of the time, and some of these are you can't get at you can't get until you climb the tower a little bit. Some are like level 40, some are level 100. So you usually can't just start off at the test ground to learn some of these positions. You have to climb the tower a little bit to gain some of these positions, and you still got to take a test for some of them. So let's move on to guide. Guide is the first special position I want to talk about. Think of the GPS. So guide are known for leading people throughout the towers. It's like a natural born thing where they just know how to get to certain spots. So there's 2 races for this: a silver doors and a red witch. So far, those are the only 2. Those are the only 2 races that seem to can be guides. So a silver dwarf usually have silver hair and short. They're basically short and they have silver hair. And the red witch are known for the bright red hair, and that's all we know from them. Guy usually work with the light bearer, and basically like the light bearer is the one forming the plan, so you, of course they're gonna be working with them. The guy will tell them where certain shit is, and the light bearer will decide how to continue from there. The second one I'm gonna talk about is the defender. The defender is known to protect the light bearer or the spear bearer during battle. Defender and the spear bearer they usually make like a great team, and basically there's nothing like too much we know about the position, because like I said, some of these positions are bloodline traits, and so far Tower Guy haven't really talked about some of these special positions. But from the definition, you can kind of tell just a defensive, maybe a tanker, or maybe that's why I say it works well with a spear bearer. I don't know, someone who protects. Is it basically a defender? Guys can make whatever you can make out of that, but so far we don't have too much information to go on. And the next position, Amin, yeah, ANIMA. So this is one of the coolest ones, and might be, I'm not sure yet, but might be the one I would want to go with if I'm a special position. So Amin are known to control creatures like slave. Basically, this position is not something that's just natural talent. It's something. Well, let me rephrase that. This is something you're born with. It's a bloodline thing. There's nothing you can do about this. You have to be born with. It's like a Sharingan. Think of it that way. I mean, not everyone. But like the Sharingan, I know people don't know this, but in the Uchiha, just because you're born in this family doesn't mean you can just automatically use the Sharingan. Some people just can't use it. Just like in this universe, just because you're on me, and you doesn't mean you can. Just because you have this position doesn't mean you can use it. And the family that the family that usually make people with this ability is from the Lu Bu Bai family. I'll spell that real quick because I butchered that shit. LOPOBIA. That family, that's one of the 10 great families. I'll be making a video about the 10 great families, and usually they're like the Uchihas of this universe. So if you're not part of this family, you're not gonna have it, and not everybody in this family has it. So it's rare even in this family. So basically, like I said, you can control creatures, make them to slave. Usually they use like a bowl type of thing to put the animals or creatures into it. So like I said, this is one of the coolest so far for me. And maybe some more special position comes up once we climb the tower and find more about the universe. The next one we're talking about is one Suso. This one has the ability to turn Shinsu into a perfect circle. It's fucking weird, I know. Turn it into a perfect circle to attack opponents and make booby traps, basically. And someone with this can turn you can turn Shinsu into a circle to protect yourself. Basically, it's just to turn the shit into a circle and attack. And think of Krillin, just goes what is it called? The little disc thing he be throwing. Yeah, that you can use it like that to attack, or you can use it to protect yourself. It's weird, but whatever. The next one is Suso. My God, I'm butchering some of these, but I'm not Korean, so I apologize. If you guys know how to say it, I will say put in the comment section, but that doesn't make sense. I guess I'll just look it up myself, and next time I won't do it. Mispronounce this. Now, Suso is a powerful wave controller technique, basically. It has the ability to stop time. Well, not time, but like your opponent. And I think you guys seen this in the anime where Bomb does it. And use a weapon to destroy them. So, You've seen it. Yeah, I believe, unless I'm misremembering, but Bomb does this to the ranker, right? Um, but like I said, I think this position you have to take a test to fully learn it. So what Bam does is just like it's just a little bit basic of how to do it, but there's more to come. And moving on, the next one is Hansoma. Hawasama. Oh my god. HWAYEOMSA. My god, I butchered that. These are known to turn shooting into fire. It's very hard to do. I know this one is also like a bloodline thing, but I can't really remember what family, what 10th great family can do this. But this is not something most people can just learn. It's known for a certain family, and I think people outside the family can do it, but it's known this one family can do it. I can't really remember right now, but whatever. The next one and the last one is Jansulu. Is known for people who can turn Shinshu into lightning. And this test so far right now it's an unknown test. They haven't explained what kind of test you gotta take to learn this one, but the premise is you can turn yourself into lightning basically. And that is the last position. Basically I just want to say thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys like it. Subscribe if you guys have any recommendations on what webtoons you guys want me to start reviewing, and maybe even like a subject you want me to talk about, or maybe even if it's manga. I might not do it, but yeah, just recommend it. I'll read manga too. So like I said, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thank you.